Hey, what's up guys? I'm BTC. I'm sure most of you know that Mercy had a pretty drastic redesign over on the PTR, and that her old ultimate ability, the Resurrect, has now been moved to just a regular ability that is on a 30-second cooldown. Now, unfortunately, there does seem to be some pretty significant problems with this new Resurrect. One of them might just be a bug that wasn't intended, but the other one is still pretty problematic. I'm going to go over both of them. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether or not they should increase the distance or lower the cooldown or any of that stuff. I'm not going to talk about any of the balancing. I just want to talk about the ability itself and how it's kind of broken. Alright, so specifically, there are two things that are broken with this new Resurrect ability. So the first one is that it is really finicky on when it can actually work. So let me show you some examples here. You'll see that I can like fly in towards the target, and I can get kind of close, and I can look directly at the little soul orb that is floating there for the other character, but I'm not able to actually use the Resurrect ability and bring that character back. So this causes a bunch of problems. A lot of them have to do with Guardian Angel. When you're flying in towards an ally who has been killed, and then you try to use Resurrect, it doesn't really fire off all the time. So you have this really awkward position where you fly in, and then you have to back up, and just, like, it's just way too finicky, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to be in, like, the perfect location looking at the little soul orb in order to actually resurrect. And there just needs to be a lot more leeway with when you're trying to resurrect the character. And the second problem with Resurrect is it doesn't seem to work through enemy barriers. Now, this is not consistent with anything else that Mercy has, because you can target someone on the other side of a Reinhardt barrier, for example, and you can still heal them, damage amp them, or even use the Guardian Angel to fly towards them. But for whatever reason, the game doesn't let you resurrect someone that's on the other side of that barrier. And it doesn't matter if it's a Reinhardt barrier, or if it's Orisa, or Winston, or even if by some chance, you know, Symmetra is throwing out a barrier, it doesn't work with her. And even with Zarya, like, I had to change the cooldowns here so she could kind of spam it in order to show you guys, but you can see that while I'm trying to resurrect, it just doesn't work until Zarya's little bubble is gone. So it seems that any kind of barrier that will block line of sight will prevent Mercy from using the Resurrect. So both of these problems make using the new Resurrect ability pretty frustrating. The first one is going to happen way more often than the barrier issue, but they're both still pretty annoying, and hopefully Blizzard will fix both of them. For the first one, they're just going to have to make it a little bit less finicky so that you don't have to be looking exactly at the target, or maybe just kind of spread out that radius where you can resurrect a little bit more or something. And as for the barrier one, it seems like they gave the ability, the Resurrect ability, the same kind of triggers, the same kind of coding that is worked with the Discord orb from Zenyatta. Because there is certain abilities that allow you to punch through the barrier and still target things on the other side, and other things like Zenyatta's Discord that cannot. So it looks like the Resurrect just got that, no, you're not allowed to do that. So they probably just need to flip one switch, you know, change one line of code that says, yeah, you're allowed to actually target things on the other side, and then it'll be fixed. But anyways, we're probably looking at about another week or two before any of this stuff ever gets pushed over to the live server, so hopefully by then, all of it gets resolved. But that's going to be about it for this one, guys. What do you think about the new Mercy changes? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, don't forget to check out my Discord server and follow me on Twitter. The links for that stuff is down below. Thanks for watching. Remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.